is the call, Dave Grohl. The first thing I want to talk about in this song is making musical choices. That's a question I'll get a lot from students regarding coming up with drum parts is, how do you know what to play? Well, it of course depends on the music, but also the situation. If someone else wrote the music, the first thing I'll do is ask them if they had something in mind for the drums. And if they did, I'll do my best to interpret it from their description. It might be a situation where if you're in a studio, there might be a producer telling you what to play, or someone came in with a complete song demo using drum programming or drum machine, and you're asked to come up with your drum parts based off of that. But if it's wide open and it's up to me to come up with the drum part, the first thing I'll do is I'll ask the person to play the section in a loop so I can really get a feel for what's going on musically on their end, and then I'll experiment with some things until I get the basic feel that I want, and then I'll refine it from there. Let's take a look at the opening guitar riff to this song. A guitar riff is really a melodic motif. A motif is a musical theme, and we've already talked about melody. It's a combination of rhythm and notes. The basic rhythmic outline for this riff is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So there's a little bit of syncopation in that riff, and the notes used, or in this case the chords, this guitar is in a drop D tuning, the chords used are E, D, F sharp, A, and G. I think I knocked the guitar out of tune a little bit, my heavy rocking. Anyway, if I played that riff for a number of different famous drummers, let's throw some out there. We'll go back to the early days of rock. If I played that riff for Earl Palmer, or Keith Moon, or Phil Rudd, or Neil Peart, or Stuart Copeland, or Dave Lombardo, or Carter Beauford, I would get 7 different drum parts back at me, and they'd all be equally as cool. Let's send it down to my scientifically engineered clone, back at Central Command. And what we could do is we could play through some options of things maybe to play for this riff. We're going to start with a really straight ahead Phil Rudd kind of AC/DC beat with the kick on 1 and 3, the snare on 2 and 4, 8th notes on the hi-hat to create a rhythmic counterpoint to the syncopation in this riff. Or you can keep the snare and hi-hat the same and follow the rhythm of the riff with the kick drum. You could embellish that feel with an offbeat hi-hat slur and accent part of the riff with the snare drum. Or you could keep it where the kick drum follows the rhythm of the riff, but you play it as a halftime feel. Or make it a halftime feel and just go total John Bonham with the kick drum pattern.